whenever you lose weight fast, your body is working against you because your body doesn't want that to happen. You're messing with your body's energy supply. And your body's energy supply, your body weight is tied to your body's energy supply, right? And whenever you try to mess with that, you're going to trigger your brain and some very powerful hormones to work against you. And most people don't understand that. That's why they keep attempting to lose weight and then they regain it and they get pissed off and they go eat again and they regain more weight. All right, guys, Dr. Del Miller's here with personalfitness.com. Hope you're doing great. And welcome to another episode of The Best You've Ever Been. I hope you've been doing great this year because we are coming up on the middle of the year. Can you believe that? We're coming up on the middle of the year. It's almost June. And all year we've been talking about creating your future self. We've been talking about what it takes to create your future self and why that is important. This is what I work with my coaching clients on. Creating your future self. The first thing we work on is creating a future vision. What is that future vision of yourself? What is it you want? What is it you're creating? And that is so vitally important. And that's why, in this episode, we're going to talk about why you must break up with your diet. If your goal is to achieve long-term results, you must break up with your diet, folks. It is vitally important. You see, here's some depressing stats, right? At any given moment in this country, 6% of women are trying to lose weight. And over the course of their lifetime, most women will make anywhere from 13 to 20 serious attempts to lose weight. And that's according to research, right? So we're talking about serious attempts to lose weight. And the thing is, most people who try to lose weight or attempt to lose weight will eventually give up. Why? Because they'll get discouraged. After getting trapped in what I call the weight loss trap. The weight loss trap, right? That's the constant losing and gaining, losing and regaining, losing and regaining. That's the weight loss trap. Because every time you lose weight, there's a great probability, there's a 95% probability that you will regain that weight. Most people regain all their weight within 1 to 2 years. So, there's a reason why the number one predictor of future weight gain is weight loss. Dieting to lose weight, dieting to lose weight. You diet to lose weight, you're almost guaranteed to regain that weight. Because you get caught in this spiral, this constant circle of losing and regain, because there are a lot of factors working against you. Your own body is working against you. Your brain is working against you. Your hormones are working against you. Whenever you're going to diet, your body is just working against you because your body doesn't like to lose weight. Whenever you lose weight fast, your body is working against you because your body doesn't want that to happen. You're messing with your body's energy supply. And your body's energy supply, your body weight is tied to your body's energy supply, right? And whenever you try to mess with that, you're going to trigger your brain and some very powerful hormones to work against you. And most people don't understand that. That's why they keep attempting to lose weight and then they regain it and they get pissed off and they go eat again and they regain more weight. And it's a downward spiral because it never ends. And they don't realize that yes, diets were designed for you to lose weight. So every single diet out there will allow you to lose weight. You can lose weight in any single diet out here, no matter what they are. It's easy to lose weight. That's the easy part. Maintaining that weight loss is very difficult, right? Because diets were not designed for you to maintain your weight loss. They were designed for you to lose weight. And anytime you drastically change up what you're doing, especially what you're eating, and if you Most people dieting, it usually means they're eating less, right? Anytime you're eating less, well, of course you're going to lose weight because you're taking in less energy than you're taking in less food. And if your activity stays the same, or if you increase your activity, then you're burning more calories than you're taking in. So that equation is going to be imbalanced in the favor of a calorie deficit. So you're going to lose weight. Not that that's the best way to lose weight. That would be a great way to lose weight if there were other complicating factors, because we're humans. But here's the deal, right? One of the very best things you can do if you're really seriously interested in long-term body transformation, life transformation, one of the best things you can do is to break up with your diet. To just break up with this old diet culture. To stop the madness. Stop it. Give it up. Give up the diet culture. Give up this constant attempts to lose weight. Because until you give up on dieting to lose weight, you will never achieve long-term success. Never. I'll say that until you give up this constant dieting to lose weight, this constant attempting to lose weight, you will never achieve long-term results. You will never change your body for the long term. The probabilities are against you, right? The probabilities are never in your favor, like they say in what's that movie? May the odds be forever in your favor, right? The odds are never in your favor when you diet to lose weight. So you will never achieve body transformation or life transformation from dieting to lose weight. So that's why I want you to break up with your diet, because it's impossible to transform your body for the long term, right, without transforming your life. And most people who lose weight, well, they don't transform their lives. Dieting don't help you to transform your life, right? That's not what they're for. Dieting are designed to help you achieve short-term weight loss. And the problem is, most diets are designed for you to starve yourself. So how could you not lose weight when you're starving? I mean, you're going to starve yourself to death. But enough about this dieting thing, because I know that a lot of people out there, well, they're not going to stop dieting. And this isn't for them. This is for you. You're listening to this because you're interested in the long term. You're interested in creating transformation. You're interested in who you're becoming because you're interested in your future self. You're interested in creating a future self that is different from your present, your current self. You have a future vision of the person you want to become in the life you want to live. So this is for you because you're ready to escape that weight loss trap. You're ready to create long-term results, long-term transformation. You're ready for something else. You're ready for a new life. So since you are, I'm going to tell you what it takes to do that, right? This is what I teach people in my coaching. This is what I go over in my latest webinar, Get Your Sexy Back. The 3 things you need to achieve long-term success. And dieting is not part of it, right? So check the show notes for my webinar, Get Your Sexy Back. And I would highly recommend that you check out the webinar because I'll go through more details that I'm going to go through here. So sign up for the webinar. You can go to my website, personalfitness.com. You can sign up for the webinar there, or you can just click the link in the show notes. It will take you right to my webinar sign up page. So the first thing you need to do, really, is to create a future vision of who you want to become and the kind of life you want to live. I talked about this in the last episode. Why it's important to create a future vision, right? This is vitally important. Who are you? What kind of life do you want to live? Who are you becoming? What do you really want? What does your body look like? What does your health look like? Why is all this important to you? Right? These are all important questions that must be answered. Right? So if you're really interested in creating long-term results, these are the kind of questions you must tackle. You need to have a vision of what it is you want, why it's important to you, who you're becoming, because you don't get what you want. You get who you become. Let me repeat that. You don't get what you want, you get who you become. And I really hope you take that in. You don't get what you want, you get who you become. So if you're going to have long-term success, then you must become someone different. You must become your future self. You must start working towards your future self. One of the 3 principles of weight loss that I teach my clients is don't do anything to lose weight that you're not planning on maintaining for the rest of your life. So when you have that vision of who you're becoming, then you look at, well, who is that person and what do they do? Then, well, do what they do. Because that's what you're going to be doing for the rest of your life. But it all starts with having that future vision, learning to dream again. Coming up with, well, what does my future self look like? Well, who am I? What do I look like? What kind of life am I living? Trying to figure out everything about who you are when you are successful, when you have achieved what you're setting out to achieve. This is one of the first things I work with my clients on my coaching program, because it's vitally important. If you can't see who you're becoming, then it's probably you're not going to get there. Right? You got to have a vision, because that's motivating. A vision is motivating. You got to have a big why. Well, why is it important to you? That's motivating. These are your motivating factors, folks. You're going to get to a point where you're going to feel like giving up. And these are the reminding yourself why it's important and what that vision is, what you're working towards. These are the things that will keep you going. It's not the next 5 pounds, the next 10 pounds. It's not, no, that's not motivating. What's motivating is creating a new life, creating a new self, a new you, becoming better, becoming someone better than you are now. That is motivating, right? Here's the second thing that you must do, right? You must deal with the difficult emotions that lead to the cravings and the urges that drive you to food. Something is driving you to eat, right? Until you deal with why you eat. Why you eat when you're not hungry. Why you're driven by food. Why you're unable to make conscious decisions. Conscious decisions of what to eat and when to eat. Right? To eat when you're hungry instead of when you're triggered. To be successful over the long term, you must address these issues, because the majority of the eating that most of us do have nothing to do with the one reason why we should be eating on a daily basis, and that's physical hunger. The majority of the eating that most of us do revolves around emotions, right? I feel like something yummy, as my wife likes to say. Right? I deserve it eating. Fuck it eating. Oh, the hell with it. I hate you eating. Anger eating. Pissed off eating. All of these kinds of reasons are why we eat. Not because we're hungry. So this is one of the central things we tackle with my clients. Well, you've got to address, well, what are those reasons? What are the emotional reasons? What are those difficult emotions? Learning new coping strategies to deal with those difficult emotions that come up on a daily basis. And for everybody, they're different, but we all have them to varying degrees. Men and women, we all eat for emotional reasons. My male clients eat for emotional reasons. My female clients eat for emotional reasons. A lot of us eat because we're stressed. A lot of us eat because we're anxious. A lot of us eat to avoid dealing with situations. So until we learn new coping strategies to deal with what's coming up and learning to identify when we're doing that, then it's not going to happen, because you're not eating because you're hungry, right? You're eating because you're triggered. And until you learn to identify when you're being triggered and how to deal with being triggered, how to work your process, as I like to call it, how to work through being triggered without turning to food. Until you do that, well, it's going to be very, very difficult to maintain any kind of results. So the bottom line here is, folks, that we've got to learn to deal with these issues in a way that we're making peace with food and taking back our power away from food, right? Because that's what is required to achieve long-term success. I really hope you get that. So here's the final piece of the puzzle, right? You must look into the future and see that future vision of yourself. And you've got to ask yourself, well, how is this person different from who I am now? Because believe me, your future self has to be different from who you are now, especially if you've got a big goal. If you've got a big, gigantic goal, your future self is going to have to be someone very different than you are now. You see, the reason why most people lose weight and regain it, and sometimes a lot of weight, I've known people who lost 100 pounds and regained it. And the reason is because they remain the same person. That's not possible. It's not possible to lose 100 pounds and remain the same person with the same mindset and maintain that weight over the long term. It's not possible. You can't be 100 pounds lighter yet have the same mindset of the person who's 100 pounds heavier. Right? You can't be the same person dealing with the same urges and cravings as the person you used to be. It is impossible to maintain that weight being the same person that you used to be. I don't care if you lost 20, 30 pounds, especially the more weight you lose, the more transformation that you go through. You need to transform your life. To transform your body and have it last, you must transform your life. You must transform your mindset. You must transform your habits and behaviors. You must look into the future and say, well, who is that new person? And how have they been able to maintain the results that they got, right? Because that person is a very different person than you are now. That person has some habits that you don't have. That person thinks a certain way that you don't think. That person has some behaviors that you don't. So you must look into the future and ask yourself, well, how were they able to maintain the results that they got? And you need to start to adopt the mindset, habits, and behaviors of your future self, who is a very different person than you. You can't be the same person. You can't remain the same person. Why? Because you don't get the results you want. You get who you become. If you become the same person, if you remain the same person, well, there's no becoming. You are going to get who you become, who you are. So if you stay the same, guess what? You may lose weight, but you're going to regain that weight because you haven't changed. That's who you are. That's what you get. You want to maintain long-term results? Then you've got to change. You've got to transform your life inside out, from the inside, from the way you think. That mindset has to change. The way you approach life has to change. The way you deal with the stressors in your life has to change. The way you deal with the people in your life has to change. You have to change. You have to become a more empowered version of yourself. You have to become a better version of yourself. You have to become the person who can maintain the results that you're getting because you have now developed the life and lifestyle in order to maintain it. You lose a lot of weight. Well, guess what? It takes a certain life and lifestyle to maintain that. You have to become a healthier person. You have to become a different person. If you don't see that, then that is why you will continue to get trapped. Continue to be in this weight loss trap. Because you've got to become a different person. You must become the future self who can maintain the results. The future self who has developed the life and lifestyle to maintain the results. The future self was a healthier person. Your future self has to be a fitter person. Your future self has to be a more active person. Your future self has to master the relationship with food. Your future self has to be the master of food instead of being constantly triggered by your urges and cravings. I hope you see that. You must become the master of food and food the slave. Food cannot be your master. Your lifestyle has to be a different lifestyle. You must arrange your life in such a way that you are able to do whatever needs to be done in order to maintain the results you get. And you see, folks, most people who lose weight, they don't change. They don't change who they are. They don't become a different person. They don't become a better person. They don't become a more athletic person, a more active person, a healthier person. They just lose weight. They just focus on the diet. But that diet isn't going to make you a different person. They haven't changed. So they remain the same person, living the same lousy life, living the same chaotic, stressful life. And of course, life gets in the way and they regain the weight because they're the same person. So I really hope you take this to heart. You've got to start by creating a future vision, right? Then you must work through the difficult emotions that drive you to food, that gets you triggered by your urges and cravings. You must develop new coping strategies for dealing with that, for learning how to work your process. You must learn to adopt the mindset, habits, and behaviors of that future self that you're becoming. In other words, right, you must become a different person. You must become a new person. You must become a better person, a healthier person, a fitter person, a more active person. A person living a different lifestyle, the lifestyle that will maintain the results you want. You're after a certain result. Well, that result, maintaining that result requires a certain kind of life to maintain. Losing 50 or 100 pounds requires a certain kind of life to maintain, a certain way of thinking. To maintain that, you have to think like the person who can maintain that. You have to act like the person who can maintain that. You have to live like the person who can maintain that. You have to deal with stress like the person who can maintain that. You have to take charge of your life like the person who can maintain that. You can't remain the same person because there's a reason why you got to where you are in the first place. It's because you're not in control of your life. You're not in control of food. So in order to get and maintain big results, well, guess what? You have to become the master of your life. You have to become the master of food. You have to develop new mindset. You have to adopt the mindset, habits, and behaviors of your future self. And I keep repeating it. I know it's redundant. I hope you get it because it's vitally important. See, of all the episodes I've done, if you're truly interested in long-term results, I would highly recommend that you re-listen to this episode and just keep re-listening to this episode until it sinks in, because it's the most important thing I have ever said on this podcast. For those of you who are truly interested in creating long-term results, creating a new life, to transform your body and your life. This is a process. This is what I do personally. This is what I do with all my clients personally. This is what I do. Well, who am I becoming? What do I want? Well, I look in the future. Well, what do I want? Who am I becoming? Okay, well, what are the habits of that future self? Well, I need to adopt those habits. I need to adopt the mindset of that future self, right? I need to become a new person, a different person, a better person. That is the process of creating transformation. So I hope it's helpful. All right, folks, like I said, I've got lots of resources for you. I do help people. A lot of people have a problem just seeing that future vision, creating that future vision. And I help clients with that. I help people with that at no charge. You can get on the phone with me and I'll help you with that. That's my free health strategy call. The link is in the show notes, personalfitness.com. You'll find it there too. But that's what I do. You can get on the phone with me for a free health strategy call. It's a free coaching session, folks. Doesn't cost you anything. No strings attached. So you've got resources. That's one of them. Watching my webinar, that's another resource. Get your sexy back. That's another webinar. I've got another webinar called Rewiring Your Brain. Because in order to achieve long-term success, well, we need to rewire the brain. Why? Because habits are created in the brain and your brain controls your habits. So these are all the things, right? I don't deal in superficial stuff. I deal with the inner stuff. I work from the inside out. People deal with diets. I don't deal with diets. I'm not going to tell you what to eat. I'm going to teach you how to eat. That's how I work with my clients. I don't give them diet. I teach them how to eat. My conscious eating method, I teach them how to eat. Well, when do you eat? When do you stop eating? How do you get better every day? That's what we work on. So, thanks for joining me. And as usual, before we go, may the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrows. You take care, and I'll catch you next time.